I think the challenge here is that Donald Trump is playing a lot of theater in order to ultimately distract from what he doesn't want to talk about, which is the economy. But at the end of the day, what he's doing and what I find to be offensive is he's using Jesse.
I mean, distraction. He talked about the economy for 3 hours at a cabinet meeting today. How's this a distraction? He was elected, one of the reasons, to fight crime, and he's doing it.
Jesse, he's boasting about record tariff intake that the government is taking, but he's not talking about inflation anymore because everything's more expensive. And as I've reminded you on your own program before, Fox's own polling shows Donald Trump is as unpopular on inflation as Joe Biden was at the height of the inflation
So when
period.
he gets stimmy checks out to all these Democrats, they're just not going to cash them, right? They'll send them back in.
What does it say?
They'll send them back in, we'll pay down the debt, and they'll refuse to cash them. Mike, I'm talking about crime. You say it's a distraction.
Sure.
I say it's one of the many things he's been successful at. The border, crime, getting companies to invest here in America. Why does it have to be a distraction? Why can't it just be, hey, he's juggling a lot of balls?
Yeah, he's juggling a lot of balls. And look, I'll give some credit because the numbers are better, but the numbers are better because the military are on our streets. And if you look at the economic numbers in Washington, D.C., you can tell that people don't feel safe in D.C. Restaurant revenue dropped 40%. People don't feel safe to go out to a restaurant.
Mike, you're comparing restaurant revenue from Restaurant Week from a different week. That's been debunked.
No, I'm not, Jesse.
It's been debunked, Mike. We debunked it on the 5. You should watch the 5.
Okay.
You learn a lot. But tell me this, should Chicago invite the Guard in? I mean, they have a real problem with homicides.
No, look, I think Chicago needs to do a better job of dealing with crime. Our local leaders need to do a better job of dealing with crime. But the city of Chicago has had a chance to vote for Donald Trump 3 times, and he lost by 80% each of the 3 times that he was on the ballot. I think if Donald Trump wants to get involved heavily in issues somewhere else, he should go look at red states, because Donald Trump doesn't have any urgency to deal with Louisiana, which is the murder capital of the United States. He doesn't have anything to say about Oklahoma, which has the worst schools in the nation. Doesn't have anything to say about Arkansas,
Mike,
which has the highest teen pregnancy rate.
Those are crime-ridden, too. Those are crime-ridden, too. And if the mayor wants to invite Donald Trump to go in there and do it, Chicago's a little bigger than Baton Rouge, Mike, okay? And you live in Chicago, and you should care. Did you hear my friend out there in the monologue talking about her cousin, her uncle, her niece? They're all dead, Mike. Do you care about that at all? Your mayor doesn't care. Your mayor doesn't want any backup. They're offering him more cops, more guard, and he says, no, more housing. What the hell's wrong with him?
Hey, listen, I care about the crime that happens in Chicago, but I also care about making sure that people feel safe. And I know that I'm not going to feel safe in my city if when I take my son to school, I have to drive by a tank. I know I'm not going to feel safe if when I take him to a ball game, I'm going to see armed military members.
Okay, does that scare you to see a tank,
hang on, Jesse,
Mike?
can I finish my point?
Does that scare you?
Jesse.
I'd be more scared of strays, but go ahead.
No, because I'm willing to support, I'm happy to support having more police on the streets of Chicago to help keep us safe. The problem is, in Donald Trump's budget that he signed by the Republicans, he cut community police funding by $2 billion, which means there'll be fewer police on the streets.
Mike, you guys
so Donald Trump isn't interested
so don't
in
talk about cutting funding.
No, Donald Trump is the one who defunded the police.
He didn't. Everybody knows the Democrats defunded.
Did Donald Trump sign the Republican budget, Jesse?
All over the country, Mike. I don't have time to debate that. But I respect you are from Chicago, and you want to be safe, and you don't want to see a tank when you see the White Sox lose, and that's okay. That's okay.
But I want to, first of all, I'm a Cubs fan before I'm a White Sox fan.
Okay,
don't
good.
Put words in my mouth
I knew I
baseball.
liked you. But we are all in agreement that Chicago needs to do a lot better. You and I will agree on that.
I think a lot of cities need to do better, Jesse, and I'm tired of Republicans blaming all the crime on Democratic states.
Well, most of them are run by Democrats.
About his own states?
Most of them are run by Democrats, but we don't have to count it right now. Mike, good to talk to you. Thank you so much. Go Cubs.
Thanks, Jesse.